Hi friends, it's officially September, so that means it's spooky season, and I wanted to do a recommendation video, and I want to do atmospheric reads to add to your spooky TBR this season. So these are all books that I think really draw you in to the atmosphere, makes you totally engrossed in the setting, and adds just kind of a whole new element to a story. So that's what these recommendations are, and I hope you enjoy. So first I'm gonna be doing Horrorstore by Grady Hendrix. This is a horror book that takes place in what's basically an IKEA, and it has it's kind of written like an IKEA catalog, which is kind of fun and unique, and it's very atmospheric. You're really taken into this IKEA, except it's dark and it's spooky and it's a great read. Next, I'm gonna go with The Death of Jane Lawrence, which wasn't my favorite. I think I gave it 3 stars, but in terms of atmosphere, it is perfect. It's a very Rebecca-esque gothic. It has the best atmosphere for a gothic story, and I think that as far as that goes, it's a great read. Okay, next is one of my all-time favorites, Mexican Gothic. This takes place in a spooky old house. Once again, very gothic feeling, and it's a unique story. I really liked it, and it's some of the best vibes out there, in my opinion. Moving on from kind of gothic-y, well, actually, some consider this one a horror. I don't know if it is quite so horror-y, but it is spooky and it has great vibes. Once again, like an old house setting, there's ghosty things happening, and Simone St. James is one of, I think, the best mystery writers. This is all of her books, including The Sundown Motel. It has all the vibes, all the atmosphere that you could want for spooky season. So actually, in the vein, I think, of horror-y kind of things, I'm also going to recommend Wilder Girls, which is a YA, but I don't think it reads like a YA. It's very atmospheric. You're on this island that's like a school for girls, and they slowly become infected with this thing called the tox, and then they're quarantined on this island and they can't leave, and things start happening to them and their bodies, and you're just kind of what's the word? It's very claustrophobic because you can't leave, and it's just kind of the story of their journey trying to get off, and it's one of my favorite books, and I think that it would make a great spooky read. Moving on to more thrillery kind of things, I have 2 Riley Sagers that I'm going to recommend. Home Before Dark, I think, has one of the better atmospheric reads. It's again a spooky old house. I guess that's kind of our theme, huh? And it's kind of a, is it haunted, is it not, going back into the past and the present, and there's mysterious things happening, ghosty things potentially. It's a great atmospheric read. And then my second Riley Sager, I think, that has the other best atmosphere is The Last Time I Lied, which takes place at a summer camp. Lots of mysterious things happening at the summer camp, and I think summer camp is a great place for spooky vibes. Okay, moving on to Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. This is a series. I've only read 2, but I do think that it has great atmosphere. It takes place in this small town by a lake. This woman, her husband, she had found out a couple years earlier that her husband was a serial killer, and it's just kind of her running away, starting over, trying to, not be associated with him anymore, and things start happening that make it feel like he's back. But it's got a great atmosphere. Definitely recommend for spooky season. And then, of course, I'm sure everybody's recommending this one. It's Dark Academia. It has some of the best writing. This is definitely all the atmosphere, all the vibes when we're on campus. And this one's not so much spooky as it is just dark and mysterious, and has a lot of character things happening that make it spooky in a way, I guess, but it's more thrillery, but vibes are there, atmosphere is there. We love it. And last one that I'm going to recommend is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This is currently my favorite Ruth Ware. I haven't read her new one yet, but I think this one has great atmosphere. It takes place in this giant estate. It's very much like a smart home kind of situation. And then, you know, she's a nanny and there's kids, and, you know, kids always create kind of a spooky atmosphere, especially, you know, when they're up to things. And I think that this one doesn't get a lot of recommendations for spooky season, but I think it would be a great atmospheric read, you know, to kind of sit down when it's raining with your fall candle and kind of dive into it. So those are my recommendations for atmospheric spooky reads to add to your TBR. Spooky season is my favorite time, and I would love to have recommendations from you if you have any spooky season recommendations. Yeah, video a little bit more interesting. I'm going to read a book off of my fall TBR that I think will have good atmospheric vibes, and at the end see if I recommend it to you guys. So the book I'm going to pick is actually one that I have a NetGalley for, and it's Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 by Lisa Ungner, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah, Ungr, Ungner. But anyways, according to Goodreads, it comes out November 8th, so I'm going to read that now, and it'll be good to give you guys a recommendation before it comes out. So I will check in with you at the very end and tell you if I recommend it to my atmospheric reading recommendations. Okay, you're sitting on a very unstable stack of books, so hopefully I don't knock it over. But I wanted to quickly do an update on what I thought of Secluded Cabin Sleep 6. I finished it a couple weeks ago and I just kept forgetting to film this part, but it was okay. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it for this video, but I think I gave it 3 stars. It was good. I liked the concept of it, and the writing wasn't bad. It was just kind of boring. It was very repetitive. We never really got to like the guts of the story, and like it was just kind of going over the same thing over and over again. But I think it could have been really good with the concept and the DNA testing and the kind of reveal of what that all means. But otherwise, it was just okay. If you have it on your TBR, I say maybe still go for it, but I wouldn't say it's one of the most exciting things coming out the end of this year. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.